Hey everybody, welcome back. I am here with Chris Woolsey from Crackle, and we're going to kind of just chit chat about what's going on with Crackle and the upcoming shows and movies that we will be able to see soon. Hi Chris, how you doing?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me on the show. This is amazing.
Well, I am glad you're here. I just need to tell you right now, it's been a while since I had been on Crackle, and I can't even begin to describe my excitement when I saw how many like old TV shows and movies you guys have. You guys have Laurel and Hardy. I used to watch that with my grandfather, and he actually passed just before COVID. So I was like, "Oh my God, pop up! We can watch Laurel and Hardy." So it's really great to see that people who don't even know who they are can actually start watching it and enjoying it, which I mean, I don't know how you can't, but how exciting is it for you guys to actually be able to get these things together and actually allow others to experience it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been a lifelong fan of pretty much all genres and eras of film and television. And like you, I grew up. My dad and I used to watch Laurel and Hardy and The Little Rascals pretty much every weekend. I grew up in Southern California, and KTLA used to have marathons, and we would watch them all the time. And just last year, we acquired Sonar Library, and they own the rights to Laurel and Hardy and The Little Rascals. So I was like over the moon excited to get those on board. And yeah, like you said, I feel like I get to educate my friends and coworkers about some of these things, because we have a lot of younger folks who maybe aren't as schooled in the older entertainment arts. And so I get to talk to them about why these people are important, why these titles and films. I was just reading the other day that, like a lot of comedy duos really didn't get along. They constantly would bicker and fight over money. And Laurel and Hardy were the absolute opposite. They were best friends from the time they started until the time they passed away. And I forget who passed away first, Laurel or Hart. I think it was Oliver Hardy passed away first. And Stan Laurel continued to write sketches for the both of them because he said he didn't know how to write just for himself. It was the sweetest thing.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
absolutely love them. And it's actually funny because I had what I like to call a staycation, but we went to Santa Monica, and there's a Hilton there that's right off of the water. And it actually used to be, I don't remember which one, Laurel or Hardy, one of them lived in it because it used to be an apartment complex.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
and so
crazy.
they redid it, and I mean, it's gorgeous. It's very small. Like you've never seen a Hilton like that because it's
Okay.
literally, it I would say it's more of like a converted motel, but it's still very chic because of Santa Monica,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they always
Right.
got to bouge it up.
That's a
But
different bar for sure.
yeah, but they have a really cute bar. There's a pool in the center, but it was just so cool to actually learn about the history because I did not know that, and I was like, "That's amazing." So it was really cool to learn that. But I love the fact that that they just loved each other so much. They were the best of friends. Kind of breaks my heart that he had to write the stuff,
Oh,
but you get it. When you have that connection, it's like
totally.
it's
Yep.
beautiful.
Yep.
Um,
Sure.
and then also, you guys have every genre, like I mean, not just comedies and things like that. Like you have sci-fi, Salvage Marines, which I did the interview with Casper and Jenny, and it's just really cool. Also, we've got In the Vault. We've got that, coming out soon. So it's like there's so many things that
I mean,
you
that's the fun thing about Crackle is there's really something for everyone. I mean, we, like you said, we have the classics, but then we've also got sci-fi and horror and comedy and a lot of original content. So what kind of separates us, we're obviously a free platform. You don't have to pay to watch Crackle, and that's one of the things that sets us apart from the Amazon Primes and the Netflixes in the industry, is that you just have to watch a couple commercials while you watch your movie or TV show, which is great, especially given our current situation here with inflation and gas prices and everything else. It's nice to be able to find entertainment that doesn't actually tap our budgets. But the cool thing is, the other thing that really sets us apart in the industry is that we are one of the few free platforms that actually does have original content. And you bring up In the Vault, which is something that we're super excited about. So our parent company, Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, has an acquisition arm called Screen Media, and they go around to all the film festivals. They find us the coolest hidden gems all over the place, and with In the Vault, they really knocked it out of the park. This one, I had never even heard of it before, and it has just been gangbusters for us. Season 1 we launched, I believe, in March.
Mm-hmm.
And it has just been going through the roof. It's a murder mystery that takes place on a college campus. And it has kind of the feel of like I Know What You Did Last Summer, or Riverdale, if you've seen that. It's kind of this dark, brooding, but still sexy and fun.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you think you know where they're going, every time you think they're going to zig, they zag. And it focuses on a different character in the college every week, and you think that maybe this person is going to be the hero, and then the next week, with someone else's perspective, maybe they're actually the villain. So it's super fun, and we have season 2 of that series launching on Thursday. So that is excited. We've got people queuing up their binge parties. Can't wait for that one to come out. But yeah, that's just an example. Every single month we have originals that you can only see on Crackle and nowhere else. And then we also have exclusive content that you might be able to pay for elsewhere, but you can only see it for free on Crackle, which is another nice differentiator in the industry for us.
Yeah, it's really, and like you said, because of the climate and us having to, pay more basically for everything. The amount of commercials that you have to watch is nothing, because I don't pay for Hulu, and you have to watch commercials when you don't pay for it, or if you pay that minimum amount, I don't even remember what it was. And it's like 2 minutes worth of commercials, whereas I swear the commercials that you guys have are only like 10-15 seconds long. And it's just this little blip, basically. Like, I don't even realize that they're there. I mean, some of them were very repetitive. So I was like, I think one was a Dove commercial or something. And I'm like,
Sure.
oh, yeah, now I feel like I need to go out and buy it. So it's doing its job. But at the
Yep.
end of the day, with the amount of content that you guys have and such a wide variety, that little bit of commercial, I know everybody feels spoiled because in other things they don't, but I'm sorry, I rather watch 30 seconds of commercials to get the vast amount of amazingness that you guys offer. So I personally appreciate it, and I'm sure the millions of other people that are tuning in are appreciating it. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the stuff that you guys have on Crackle so far. But now I'd like to know what's coming. You got anything to share
Well,
with us?
that I do. We've got all kinds of great. So this month, we still got plenty of August left. We talked about In the Vault. We also have a great documentary series from the BBC. So we have a partnership with the BBC, and we have been getting all kinds of crazy content from the BBC libraries. One of them is Sherlock, which we have exclusively. You can only see Sherlock on Crackle right now. It's the only place it's available.
So awesome.
So yeah, and it's amazing. We have all 4 seasons plus the Christmas episode. Martin Freeman is one of my favorite actors.
I love him.
Unbelievable. Obviously, Cumberbatch, what are you going to do? He's incredible. And together their chemistry is just insane. So if you like that show and you didn't happen to catch it when it was on paid services, you can now watch it for free on Crackle. You can binge all 4 seasons as quickly as you want. I mean, that's the great thing about Crackle. You binge all you want, and there's always something more coming. So
it's so dangerous, and that's the thing. Like I've seen it probably twice, and I will probably watch it again, because no matter how many times you watch Sherlock, you're always seeing something new.
yeah, yeah.
And so I'm like, I saw it on there and I was like, yes. And I'm like, that's it. We're watching that again. And I'm like, and I still have a list of things that I need to watch, things that I've never seen, because there were some originals and I was like, okay, I'll watch it, but that's on too. And I'm like, now what do I have to make a list
Yeah.
of
And the
priorities?
BBC stuff, you got to go through the BBC stuff, because it all, like, Sherlock is amazing, but there are so many series that are at that same level. We've got a great one on there called Ripper Street, which is about it's a period series about the investigators who are trying to solve the Jack the Ripper murders. What was going on. So good. I can't even tell you.
And I love the whole thing about Jack the Ripper, because there were so many mysteries behind that. And I mean, they still haven't obviously been able to solve that, which I doubt they ever will. Back then, didn't have anything. It's like you can't really investigate something when you can't do DNA testing, or use a mass spec to run things through. It's like there's just no way. But it's
and they go through a lot of the theories on the show. It's obviously a dramatic representation. It's a scripted series, but they touch on a bunch of the different possibilities for who might have actually perpetrated those horrible crimes. But yeah, that's a great one. I mean, there's just tons. We have so many BBC series, and more coming every month. This is an ongoing relationship that we have with the BBC. So yeah, get your binge hat on, because you are going to need it.
I'm gonna have to see if I can hook up my phone, which I know I can. I mean, if there's an app or something, or just watch it in the web base. But I'm like, I'm gonna start.
Cast it. Obviously, you can download the apps from any of the. If you have a connected TV, you can download the Crackle app from any of the app stores. But you can also cast it from your phone, your laptop, your tablet, to your TV as well, or you can just watch it right on those mobile devices. Either through the app or, as you say, at crackle.com.
Which is good, because I still need to go to the gym, so I can watch it while I'm on the treadmill.
That's it. Absolutely.
We're gonna tune it. I gotta get through it somehow, right?
Yep. Wow. Another BBC series we have right now, A Life in 10 Pictures, if you like documentaries. It's a documentary series, and each episode chooses a different just unbelievably famous celebrity, and then tells their life story through the 10 most iconic pictures ever taken of that celebrity. So this month we have Liz Taylor, and it is really, really good stuff. It's only an hour long, so they were only able to go through half of her marriages, but it's sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's a good one.
But it's really good. And then they show the picture, and then they talk to people who were there when that picture was taken, and they kind of give you the context, like, we did Freddie Mercury, and so they would have some of the stagehands were like, I was there when they took that shot, and here's why he was, why he looked like he was so pained when this was taken. Or they'll have friends and family members. We've done obviously Liz Taylor, we did Freddie Mercury, we have, who else is, like, just tons and tons of celebrities. So this was an ongoing BBC series, and if I'm not mistaken, they're working on season 2 right now as well. So I think we have Muhammad Ali coming up in September. So all kinds of good stuff.
Wow, that sounds so cool. Another thing to watch. Thanks, Chris.
You
bet. I'm never gonna leave my house, or I'm never gonna get my eyes off my apps or anything. But no, it's really great, because there's so much that people are able to see and learn. And and that's the great thing again about Crackle, is that you guys have so much to offer. And so I'm really glad that we were able to chat, because I had actually forgotten about Crackle. I used to use it, And then I remember I just stopped. I don't remember why. Maybe there was just something else. I was like, oh, this just seems easier or whatever. But
Yep.
coming back to this, it just seems fresh and new, and there's just so much stuff. So we're
We've tripled our library in the last 2 years. So it has grown. I mean, we get this exactly what you're saying. We get that feedback every day in emails where people are like, "Oh my gosh, I was just gone for a year or two, and like you, we just forgot about how great you were, and we came back, and it's like a whole different experience." So
Mhm.
we have a completely different team there. We're growing by leaps and bounds. We have other channels that we'll talk about maybe in one of the next interviews.
Cool.
But yeah, really, really exciting time. And we have so much exciting content coming your way. So get ready for it.
That's awesome. Well, anything else that you can share for August or early September, since we're kind of in the middle of August?
Let's see. For August, we have, well, we were talking about, when we were raised, we have the Totally 80s channel right now.
Oh
So
my
I was
God.
I was an 80s kid. And so we have a totally 80s channel. And on that, this month, we have a movie called Sing with Lorraine Bracco, who was the psychiatrist from The Sopranos,
Mhm.
and Patti LaBelle, who I think wrote every song in the 80s.
I
She
think
was,
you're right. Yeah. No,
yeah,
she's
it
amazing.
was it
Amazing.
was ridiculously prolific. And then we have Perfect with John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh my, wait, that
Uh,
came out in the 80s. I was,
yeah,
I remember my mom put that on and I was like, oh my God, what are we watching right?
totally. You're like, documentaries about the 80s don't have this much 80s in them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's
That's so
it's
great
super 80s.
though.
Yep. We have Vibes with Cyndi Lauper and Jeff Goldblum. Like,
Oh,
there's a bunch of these little hidden gems that you're like, I forgot about that. And like, we had Starman last month with Jeff
oh, I love
Bridges.
Starman.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But every month we have stuff like that where you're like, I totally forgot about this. And it's just so great to just sit down and be able to watch them for free. But yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was like, nostalgia. I mean, like it's one of those things where you're like, you watch things and you're like, okay, well, I was pretty young when that came out. So then you've got to remember what they are. And then you start Googling and you're like, okay, what were the best movies in the 80s? And then some of them don't even pop up. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, where's this one? And where's that one? And I'm just like, well, what's coming on Crackle now? I'm just gonna have to keep tuning in to find out. But I
Yep, yep.
definitely be
Well, I
checking
don't know
it
if you
out.
saw Wolfgang Peterson died today, who
Yeah.
directed The Neverending Story,
Mhm.
and we have one of his most famous films, if not his most famous film, Das Boot.
Oh
We
yeah,
have
yeah.
the director's cut. So I bet you've never seen it, and
No,
yeah,
no, I
it's
haven't.
insane. I mean, like the original is claustrophobic. This
Yeah.
is an hour more of that claustrophobia, and it is so good. You wonder how they were even able to cut an hour out of that film, because every single frame of that thing should be hanging in a gallery. It's just gorgeous. So
Oh
check that out for
wow.
sure.
Well, I'm actually, this is really strange. Oh no, we're still doing okay. I was like, I got this pop-up saying we're running out of time. I'm like, who told you we were running out of time? Um, so it kind of startled me. Again, I'm new to Zoom, so we're learning all of this, on a whim. Uh,
Sure.
but yeah, this is so much information. I swear I'm gonna have you send me like a sheet of everything that's coming out, because I don't even know how you keep track of it. Like there's just so much. But it's all amazing. And I keep telling people like when I, after I watch something like In the Vault, when I binged that, I have not stopped talking about it. I'm like, you guys need to watch this for real and get it in soon, because you got the 18th coming down. So it's like there's just so much, and I'm so excited. Like when we're done here, I'm gonna hop back in and see what we're gonna watch. I don't know what it's gonna be. Definitely not Dust Boot director's cut right now. We'll save that for another time.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm like, I really need to focus on that one. But it's really exciting to see what you guys are doing. And I can tell you right now, we all appreciate it, because again, we're being able to see new stuff that we had from our childhood. So it's like there's just so much that we get to enjoy, and you guys have made this possible, so I really appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else does, so thank you so much.
You're so welcome. We couldn't do it if you weren't watching, so this is great.
Yeah, and I will make sure to tell everybody, shout it on the mountains, go watch Crackle, keep it up.
That's
Because I
it.
mean, even the BBC, like I don't watch BBC anymore because I don't have TV. I don't pay for it. So
Right.
just knowing that I can watch all of these different shows, it's wonderful. So again, thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time to meet. And I can't wait to do this again because I know you're going to have a lot more to tell us next month.
That I am. It's going to be here before we know it. So we'll schedule another time.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again. And everyone, don't forget to tune in to Crackle, watch all your favorites, find something new. You definitely can. And we'll talk to you soon.
Excellent. I cannot wait.
I know. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.